In the 16th and 17th centuries, many Portuguese settlers who arrived in Goa became deeply integrated into the local society, establishing themselves as landlords, artisans, and traders. The Portuguese who settled in rural areas built roads and irrigation. They introduced new crops like tobacco and cashew nut, which became significant in the region's agricultural economy. Over time, many of these Portuguese settlers came to see Goa as their true home. However, these gains came at a steep cost. Portuguese rule was often brutal and exploitative, leading to resistance among local populations. In India, Hinduism followed idol worship as an important facet of their tradition. However, to the Portuguese and the Christian church, idol worship was seen as a pagan tradition, a backward, superstitious practice that needed to be eradicated. The Portuguese, driven by a sense of self-proclaimed role as a savior, believed their mission was not just to convert people, but to eradicate what they saw as heretical practices. This meant destroying idols, temples, and traditional religious practices and replacing them with Christianity. The goal was no longer conversion, it was to remake the culture in their own image. In 1541, the Portuguese authorities formally outlawed the worship of Hindu idols, declaring it illegal to practice any religion other than Roman Catholicism, and many people thinking about the benefits converted to Christianity. As part of this religious campaign, the Portuguese soldiers, aided by local converts to Christianity, destroyed over 350 Hindu temples in Goa, and many of the idols were burned or desecrated. Even then, Portuguese still failed to stop Hindus from practicing their religion. In the aftermath of their failure to root Christianity across the region, King John III of Portugal on 16 May 1546 imposed Inquisition on Goa. The Inquisition aimed to enforce religious orthodoxy and punish those suspected of practicing Hinduism in secret. Hindu customs such as wearing religious symbols and holding festivals were banned. People who were accused of continuing their Hindu practices after conversion to Christianity faced severe punishment, including imprisonment, torture, and even execution by burning at the stake. The Inquisition also sought to regulate the spread of ideas and local cultural expressions by banning the sale and circulation of books in Konkani, Marathi, Sanskrit, and Arabic. The Inquisition operated with brutal efficiency and targeted both the indigenous population and those of mixed descent who were suspected of straying from Catholicism. But by the 1800s, the Enlightenment had begun to spread across Europe. This brought new ideas of reason, human rights, and religious tolerance into the Europe. These ideals sharply contrasted with the methods of the Goa Inquisition, which had long been seen as brutal and oppressive. As Portuguese power in India weakened, and with mounting international pressure and growing condemnation from within Europe, the Inquisition began to lose its stand. And after nearly 250 years of tyranny, the Goa Inquisition was discontinued in 1812. The infamous Goa Inquisition is one of the darkest chapters in colonial history. The Inquisition used horrific methods including flogging, branding, and mutilation to extract confessions. People were crammed into jails in inhuman condition, with many dying due to disease and malnutrition. Convicted heretics were burned at the stake during public ceremonies intended as a deterrent to others. The destruction of temples and texts led to a significant loss of cultural heritage, erasing centuries of artistic and religious history. An estimated 16,000 cases were brought before the Inquisition, and while the Inquisition succeeded in establishing Catholicism as the dominant faith in Goa, it also created long-term divisions and resentment that are scarred deep into the soul of Goa.